Hey guys, what's up? It's Crowded9TCG here with my INVOKED SHADDOLL deck profile. So I saw that recently this deck had top A nationals, and I wanted to give my own spin on the deck, going more of a second variation, but without going with the Destrudo engine because I didn't personally like it, despite it being a great option. Alright, so main deck, we do play a bit more than 40 cards, but not by too much. So we play 3 Alistar, the Invoker. He starts up your combos, kind of, not a lot to say on that one, you know, just, he's good. You kind of need to play 3 of him, main engine of the deck. For the Mech Knight package, I play 3 Mech Knight purple. I'm still playing 3 Mech Knight blue. Again, I don't know why you would play 2 of a card that literally searches 2 additional cards in your deck. I do understand you can use purple for that, search out a blue, then get 2 more. But I'd rather get a blue, search out a purple, and have 2 bigger monsters on board, because a lot of the time, you don't want to waste purple's effect. Him being 2500 is pretty strong. I also play 1 indigo, because you do need to move your stuff around, and you need an additional target for blue, and 1 yellow. I've had situations where I would end up drawing 3 Mech Knights off blue, and I never had 3, so I can't draw from that. You know, blue says you need to draw up to the number of cards in the opponent's field. If they have 3 and you only have 2 left in deck, you're not getting a search. So, always have yellow on hand. It's also really good to bait out back row a lot of the time. So, for the Shaddoll engine, play 1 dragon, 1 beast, and not really part of the Shaddoll engine, but he may as well be Trick Clown. Dragon lets you pop a back row, which is really helpful against Salamangreat and Orcus. Beast is a free draw, and Trick Clown is a free summon. You know, that's kind of it. You know, not much really to speak about that one. And if you're using the Link Alistar, then if you discard a Shaddoll monster, you get their effects still, which is great, because it's not a cost to send with Alistar. For hand traps, I play 3 Ash Blossoms. I know I kept saying I only want to play 2, but because I play a bit more than 40 cards in this deck, I need to have Ash be seen. And also I play 3 Fantastical Dragon Phantasmes. Unfortunately, in this variant of the build, you need to play it because you'll dead draw a lot of your cards, and you kind of always need to reshuffle your hand, and this is the best way to do it. And if you know that the Salamangreat combo is going to end up with 2 links, you always save it until the end. Otherwise, get it out, hopefully get a hand trap, but you kind of need to play him, honestly. It makes too much of a difference. For the fusions, I play 2 invocations, because searchable, recyclable, you don't really need more, and 3 Shaddoll fusions. The reason why I play 3 Shaddoll fusions is because you need to see it going first. Otherwise, I wish I didn't need to play 3 because it's only really used once. I might up my Shaddoll count in my extra deck later on, but right now, it's only to make Construct, and it's kind of about it. From there on, I play 3 instant fusions, again, keeping it with the fusion lineup. You have a couple good targets in this deck, and you'll always end up using it. It's fantastic. It also gets procced by Alistar, so even better. For the fields, I play 2 Terraforming, because it's only at 2, and 3 Meltdown, because you need to see Alistar in this deck. I don't like playing 3 of the field because, you know, you essentially have 2 Terraformers, making it 5 now. But you need to see it. You need to see Alistar. And because you're playing Phantasme, if you draw 2 of them, you can always just shuffle 1 back, which is fine. So from there, because this is a going second deck, and I want to prioritize getting monsters, 3 Mind Controls. I don't know why you wouldn't play 3 when it's at 3, and it's so good, and you get free monsters. Just play 3. You're going second. Honestly, this deck doesn't really go first as of yet. When Salamangreat Mirage, I believe it's called, or whatever, then you could play it going first, and I'll have a deck list for that later on. 3 Call by the Grave. I was iffy on 3, but you need to make sure that you can OTK Salamangreat. You need to make sure Zingirsu doesn't come up, and you need to make sure your combos go through. So 3 is fine for the current meta, and again, playing a bit more than 40. Whoops. I played 2 Twin Twisters. Getting this into your hand, it's always fantastic just to pop back row of your opponent, and that's fantastic because then they're just stuck. or they wasted their counter trap, and you're just kind of like, now what are you gonna do? Or if you go against Orcus and you pop their Phantom Blades, you kind of usually get a free win. From there, 2 Desires. Don't want to play 3. The amount of time I draw both of them in my, I think it's like 45 card deck is insane. But, you know, you get the +2, you're fine with banishing your stuff because hopefully at that point you've done your combo. And if you haven't done your combo, you're not going to last another turn usually. Now for the 2 1-ups, I play 1 Monster Reborn. It's a 1-up. I know people cut this out because they're like, oh, it doesn't extend my plays enough. It's like, I get a free monster on board, and a lot of time I'll make a giant link play and then bring back like Macabre or something. And then 1 Book of Law. So, very iffy on this card. But the thing is that you can search it out, and a lot of the time if your opponent targets your monster and you're able to just swap your monster out, or this just enables OTK when you just need that little bit of extra pressure. If you have a great Alistar link board, you'll have a Deco Talker, Macabre, and Purgatrio. Usually that's your board. And that's not usually game depending on the situation, but when you pop this onto like Purgatrio and attack them for game with your Raijin or whoever you want to bring out, it's really good. That's the main deck. I believe it's 45 cards actually. So let's go into the extra deck now. So I play 2 Macabres because you'll always end up finding a way to make 2. It's not that hard and he's really useful. Unfortunately, not playing any traps in the main deck. It's pretty much just half monsters, half spells. But you're perfectly fine with that because a lot of the time you can't negate a counter trap. 2 Purgatrios, because again, Salmon Great is an easy target. And overall, you're playing Ash, your opponent's probably playing Ash, and Nightmare Phoenix, you have options with this. 1 Caliga, because everything is essentially dark in this deck. It's dark and light, that's your main targets. So you may as well have this on hand. Because then you can always summon him, pop meltdowns of, Alistar, the Madness effects, get a Book of Law, and then swap them out into one of these 2 if you needed. So, or you can just link them away into a Deco Talker with the Madness. Next, I play 1 Magalincia. I never know how to pronounce this name. Again, mostly just for the OTKs, they can't negate its effects, which makes it, you know, able to just attack through. Because he's not an effect monster, he's just a normal monster. And that's good. You need that sometimes. That would be it for the Invoke lineup in terms of fusions. This you can actually swap out for Raijin if you want to play more wind monsters. Or if you're playing the Sky Striker variant and you have a Hayate, this is perfectly fine to swap out for Raijin. I'm just looking at it more at the perspective of like, I can't be Widow Anchored. For the Restrict package, I play both Thousand Eyes and Millennium Eyes. If you need to take their monster, this is the best option. If you need to protect your monsters from being negated, this is a great option. And when the Amaraj comes out, the Salmon Great, you can also just link him away, make him a fire target. Him and Alistar make him Madness. Or, I keep calling him Madness. I guess, yeah, he is Madness. I keep messing it up. I keep calling him Meltdown or Madness. For the Shaddoll package, just 1 construct. You don't need to play more. You could play, well, she's at 1 obviously, but you don't need to play more Shaddolls. You could play Winda if you want to. Again, you need to have more wind monsters in this deck. I'm not playing any. It's literally just 3 fires and the rest of them are dark and light. But if you want to modify the deck, put in draw locks perhaps, maybe Hayate, you have that option. Next we play for links, 1 Madness because you don't need to play 2, 1 Underclock for the OTKs, 1 Phoenix to pop back row, and for the stupid Nightmare for the Mystic Mind combo I'll tell you about, 1 Nightmare Unicorn, 1 Deco Talker because you'll always make him off Alistar. It's Alistar and any monster on board makes Deco Talker. So it's literally the easiest combo you can make, protects your board, and you can OTK faster. And 1 Boros Sword, again, same thing with Decode. If you have 2 extra monsters, you can go into Boros Sword, probably use Invocation again, get a fire target or something underneath, and bam, you have OTK. And that's it for the extra deck. And real quick, just for the Mystic Mine out, if you ever need it, it's a 1 Phoenix, sorry, 1 Unicorn, 1 Phoenix, you draw 2 every turn, that's it. And you get 2 Twin Twister faster. That's the neat little combo. Side deck, again, this really depends on your locals, this is just mine. 3 Lancias, I don't like it, but you need to play it unfortunately. I feel like it doesn't help me enough a lot of the time. But it depends. 2 Pankratops, I want to play 3, but you're kind of relying on not having more monsters than your opponent, and I already have all these second options. I don't need another one, but he's there just in case though. He's good against back row decks for me. Something I'm testing out again is 2 Spooky Dogwoods. Again, my deck is mostly for going second, right? If I know my Orcus player is activating an effective special summon, or a Salamangreat is activating Gazelle or something, right? Like someone's activating an effective special summon. This is in my hand. It's kind of an instant win, honestly. Because either they stop their plays or they keep going, you keep gaining life, and then your deck can OTK, and it lets you survive the extra turn in case you can't OTK that turn. So there you go, there's that. Next I played 2 Super Polys. I'll go ahead and show you guys my targets toward the end. But again, your fusion deck, this really helps you because you can always use your Alistar and then one of their targets in the worst case scenario. Or you do it on, I'll just show you now, it doesn't really matter. For the dark targets, Starving Venom, and for the Salamangreat players, you know, Chimera. It's a good option. I wouldn't play more because you're essentially, your extra deck lets you do, let's see, Earth, Dark, Fire, and Light. You have options there too. So the rest of this, we have 1 Twin Twister and 3 Infinite Impermanences. This is kind of conflicting with Phantasme, but honestly I would use this first and then Phantasme afterwards. Just letting you negate something, they have to go into neg plays and you get a plus off that. And the 3rd Twin Twister, like I mentioned, just because of this damn deck. But yeah, that's kind of it for my deck profile. I hope you guys liked it. If you have any comments, concerns, whatever it may be, do let me know. I'll be around. And yeah, I think that would be it. Thanks for watching, guys.